Well, hello everyone, I'm Emrys from CruiseHive.com. Yes, I'm back with the first update of 2022, and it sure has been a busy week of cruise news. It sure has. So let's find out what's going on. It's another busy week full of cruise news as the industry faces its toughest challenge since the start of the pandemic in 2020. Two major cruise lines have suspended operations on select ships, resulting in last-minute cancellations and disruption for thousands of guests. I truly feel you. I know it must be very difficult for sure. More ships have been denied at some popular cruise ports, protocols are being tightened, and so much more. It's getting dicey out there for sure. It's your weekly roundup of the big headlines, and please do feel free to like the video and subscribe to the Cruise Hive YouTube channel to show your support for all things cruise. Just when cruising has been slowly returning and more ships are setting sail, yes, Norwegian Cruise Line is cancelling voyages on 8 different vessels, some of which will now not be sailing until April 2022. The reason for the suspensions is due to the ongoing difficulties around the world with travel requirements at ports and of course the growing concerns of the Omicron variant. Alright folks, so here are the following voyages that are now cancelled. Norwegian Getaway embarking on January 5th, 2022 is cancelled, and of course we've already covered the Getaway's cancellation, which was last minute, just the evening before the ship was to depart on the sailing from Miami. Norwegian Pearl, with embarkations through and including January 14th, 2022 are cancelled. The ship has returned back to Miami after the cruise line decided to end Pearl's January 3rd sailing early. Norwegian Sky, with embarkations through and including February 25th, 2022 are cancelled. Pride of America, with embarkations through and including February 26, 2022 are cancelled. Norwegian Jade, with embarkations through and including March 3rd, 2022 are cancelled. Norwegian Star, with embarkations through and including March 19th, 2022 are cancelled. Of course, Norwegian Sun, with embarkations through and including April 19th, 2022 are cancelled. And finally, Norwegian Spirit, with embarkations through and including April 23rd, 2022 are cancelled. So here is when each of the affected ships is scheduled to restart sailing after the cancellation date, as follows. Alright, so we got Norwegian Getaway offering Caribbean itineraries from Port Miami starting from January 14th, 2022. We've got Norwegian Pearl on a Panama Canal sailing departing from Port Miami on January 17th, 2022. We've got Norwegian Sky offering Caribbean sailings from Port Miami starting from March 2nd, 2022. Pride of America sailing Hawaiian itineraries from Honolulu, finally, from March 5th, 2022. Norwegian Jade sailing Greek Isles itineraries from Rome beginning March 30th, 2022. Norwegian Star offering Mediterranean sailings from Barcelona starting from April 3rd, 2022. Norwegian Sun beginning Alaska itineraries from Seattle beginning May 5th, 2022. And finally, Norwegian Spirit sailing Hawaii itineraries from Tahiti from April 23rd, 2022. And another major cruise line has suspended operations for select ships. Royal Caribbean announced on Friday, January 7th, that 4 of its vessels will be suspended due to concerns over COVID and the evolving situation. In fact, some Royal Caribbean ships have already been having itinerary issues due to positive cases on board, including among the crew. Alright, so here are the ship details. Vision of the Seas, operating with guests from Fort Lauderdale, will be on pause until March 2022. Serenade of the Seas, based out of Tampa, will remain on hold from January 8th to March 5th, returning on April 26th after a dry dock. Jewel of the Seas, which home ports in Miami, Florida, will have cruises suspended from January 9th to February 12th, with the first sailing back departing on February 20th, 2022. The world's largest cruise ship, well, not for much longer, Symphony of the Seas is also impacted, with cruises cancelled from January 8th to January 22nd, with the Oasis class vessel returning on January 20th, 2022. Yeah, it's going to be a huge disappointment to guests, especially for those who were scheduled to set sail on their Royal Caribbean cruise in less than 24 hours. Many would have already arrived near the departure ports in Florida, along with arranging any pre-cruise testing within 2 days. So a lot of plans there, which is getting very difficult for guests. The cruise line is offering options of compensation, so if you are booked on any of those sailings, do make sure to check for the latest updates from Royal Caribbean or get in touch with your travel agent. It's another last minute port cancellation. Yes, they keep on coming for a cruise ship sailing in the Caribbean and the Bahamas. This time it is Celebrity Apex, which has been denied entry to the Bahamas due to changes the country made in its entry requirements for cruise ships. The vessel spent a day at sea instead of guests being able to enjoy the day ashore in Nassau. The Edge-class vessel is on a 5-day Bahamas cruise sailing round-trip from Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which departed on January 3rd. The vessel spent 1 day at sea and a day in Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic, and is slowly making her way back to Fort Lauderdale, where she is expected to arrive on Saturday, January 8th. Carnival Freedom has been denied at another cruise port during its 8-day Caribbean itinerary. The Carnival cruise ship was not allowed to make a scheduled visit to Grand Turk in the Turks and Caicos on January 7th due to concerns over COVID. It was decided by the local health ministry of the Turks and Caicos after reviewing details submitted by the ship not to allow guests to disembark the vessel and deny the ship entry in the best interest of public health. Cruise lines must submit the number of cases on board to each port before visiting. According to an announcement by the ship's captain on January 5th, there were COVID cases among the crew. No specific numbers have been released, but no doubt the cruise line can deal with the situation with protocols in place. Carnival Freedom was scheduled to visit St. Kitts on January 5th, but was denied entry by local authorities. Instead, the vessel spent the day at sea, followed by another day at sea, before the port cancellation at Grand Turk. The voyage has also been hit with the cancellation of San Juan due to the new entry requirements by local authorities, and St. Martin being replaced with Antigua. The ship is scheduled to arrive back in Miami on January 9th. Alright, now folks, finally on to a tiny bit of good news, but for many this is amazing news. Yes, the Department of Transportation in Hawaii announced a port agreement had been signed with Carnival Cruise Line. The question came up whether the first Hawaiian cruise could proceed as planned. There has been good news on that front, as Carnival Miracle's Hawaii cruise is now a go. Yes, finally, guests will have to go through various additional safety measures for the sailing to go ahead, but no doubt it will be worth it. Carnival Miracle will be the first cruise ship in the fleet to call in Hawaii with guests since the worldwide operational pause in March of 2020. The ship will sail from Long Beach, California on January 9th for a 14-day cruise to the Hawaii Islands. Sounds good, doesn't it? The announcement that Carnival Miracle will sail will be welcome news for guests booked on the voyage. A previous cruise scheduled for departure on December 3rd, 2021 did not sail as authorities were not ready to receive cruise ships at that time. In an email sent to booked guests and travel agent partners, Royal Caribbean International is extending its current health and safety protocol, requiring masks to be worn indoors on board its ships on all sailings departing on or before January 31st, 2022. This policy applies to both vaccinated and unvaccinated venues. Guests will be expected to wear masks at all times when indoors, except when actively eating or drinking. In addition to the mask policy, smoking will also not be permitted in the casino for all cruises departing on or before January 31st, 2022. Royal Caribbean first tightened its mask policy on December 17th, 2021 in response to increased COVID cases worldwide and the spread of the Omicron variant. Prior to that change, masks were not required in fully vaccinated venues, even indoors. We will continue to keep you updated on all the important protocols, not just from Royal Caribbean, but all the major cruise lines over on cruisehive.com. Alright folks, so those were just a few of the major headlines. There's just too much to mention. If we mentioned everything, we'll be here all day and all night. So we've got even more cruise news over on cruisehive.com, including Carnival Cruise Line releasing the cruise director schedule, cruise cancellations in Hong Kong for Royal Caribbean and Dream Cruises, suspended operations for cruises in Brazil, and of course the results of the 2021 Cruise Ship Awards. Find out which ships and cruise lines came out on top in the annual awards. And let me say, it was the biggest awards yet. Very interesting results on that for sure. Thanks so much for your time. If you did find the video informative at all, then do feel free to like and subscribe to the Cruise Hive YouTube channel. I'm Emrys from cruisehive.com. Thanks again everyone for your time, and I'll see you all soon.